And welcome to another live stream. The first thing I would really like to do is check the quality issues, mainly because last time we had a bit of a problem with the quality and most of it was basically unreadable. So if you are here, let me know in the comments if things are readable, if you can hear me fine, and if there is any lag. I suspect everything should be fine, just in case. And then we are good to go. So the first thing I would really like to do is go over Bitcoin. We've had quite a drop over the past few days, and it's really concerned like a lot of people. But in order to put this into perspective, I would go over to the daily chart and let you take a look at some of the things that happened in the past of Bitcoin. So in order to like rationalize and explain what happened over the past couple of days, we have to go back all the way to 2017. Let me check. I can see a comment. Black screen only, of course. That's great. Let me fix this for a second. You gotta be kidding me. I swear I'm gonna throw this system. There we go. Okay. Should be fixed right around now. There we go. Okay, let me know. Okay, apologies for that, guys. Trying to get a good streaming system going, and apparently I suck at it and have a lot of technical issues, but I mean, can be good at everything, right? Might be a good trader, perhaps not that great of a streamer, but we will get there for sure. No worries. So what I was saying, the dump over the past couple of days really concerned a lot of people, and I want to put this whole thing into perspective. And in order to do that, I would like to go back to the year of 2017, which is 4 years ago. You know, I met most of you people over 4 years ago. If you're here, shout out to you. Thank you for staying. And I'm sure we'll have a lot of great days to come. So, you know, this 30% drop that I mentioned. The first thing I would like to do is show you the actual percentage that we managed to like achieve here. If I take the measuring tool top to bottom, this is 28%. Let's just round it out to 30%, all right? And during the last bull run, we actually managed to get a lot of these. And I mean a whole bunch of 30% drops. Like if we count them out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then, you know, of course, this whole drama here happened, which nobody wants to look back on. But what I really want to say here is we've only just started. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drops that were over 30%, and we didn't even manage 30% this time. And the reason I'm saying this is as follows. If we take a look at this chart right here, you know, we take the top into account and we scroll a bit further. And we take the next top. Beautiful year, 2017. We just broke the all-time high. Now, after the all-time high broke, we managed to get this increase of about 134%. And I believe we've done about 130% right here after the first drop. So this is like a one-on-one mirror. It's called a fractal. But after this fractal, we managed to get a couple more drops like this. 1, 2, 3. So if we are going to repeat the entire cycle of 2017, which is certainly what it appears to me like it is doing right now, then we can actually measure this percentage-wise from the all-time high, which would bring us to 1400%, and then just copy and paste that to our current situation, which would mean that 1400% would bring us to 276,000. Now, of course, I'm not saying that's where we're gonna go. You know, that is very, very high. But then again, when Bitcoin was just $1,000, nobody expected it to go to 20 grand in one go either. So the big picture here, the main thing that I would like to convey in this message is that we are not done at all. We've only just managed, like percentage-wise, to get this first little leg in here. And, you know, 200,000, who knows? Why not, right? Most of the Bitcoins are actually lost. There's like, I believe, 40% BTCs that no longer exist or are locked in wallets. Got a beautiful example of a German who lost his keys to about 200 million in Bitcoin this year. So, you know, long way to go. Now, what does this mean for alts? In order to find out what this means to alts, we're going to go to the total 2 cap. This means the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin. That's what we've actually got right here. I've already done some drawings just to make things a little bit quicker, a little bit more simple. So Bitcoin broke the all-time high on November 16. After that, all the alts managed to do 162,000% in gains. Now, by no means do I expect 162,000% in gains in this very cycle. But that being said, we haven't even broken the capital market cap of 2017 or January 2018 yet. Like we're not even close. We've got about, at this very moment, 63% to go. And I believe that once we break this all-time high, the real fun will start. So, you know, obviously, like all the altcoins managed to accumulate for a period of about 3 years. We broke out, had a little bit of trouble, you know, creating a real breakout, managed to hang around there. And I believe that we are now seeing the start of this massive, massive bull run. And this will probably coincide with what Bitcoin did, you know, like for the most part, alts are going to flow along with Bitcoin right until the blow off top, which means that I am going to just flow with the alts all the way until we see Bitcoin making really, really fast, massive gains USD-wise, and we see alts dropping. I do not see that right now. I see small retrace on alts, and I see Bitcoin holding pretty well. So overall, things are looking really, really good. We haven't even started the real alt market yet, and I'm really excited to share this journey with you. So speaking of alts, you know, I'm just going through this. I'm trying to keep the streams not half an hour as I used to do. Bores a lot of people. Try to do this quick and dirty. So in order to understand this, first we have to go to Ethereum. And I like to chart Ethereum on Bitstamp, not because this has the greatest chart or the most volume, but because it has most of the history laid out there right in USD. And as I said in my previous stream, which no one could hear or see because it was lagging like shit, we might be creating a ginormous, massive cup and handle pattern here. So this cup and handle pattern should have taken us right around to the 618, and it actually did. I truly expected Ethereum to go a little bit lower, all the way down to like 850, but the lowest we got was apparently about 900, and for me that concludes it. If we zoom in on Ethereum, and by the way, this is just this cup and handle drawings, nothing like period-wise. Might be this, might also be this. Like who the fuck knows, right? All I know is that we are attempting to breach the all-time high. And once we manage to breach the all-time high on Ethereum, our first target, very simple. I've drawn out Fibonacci here, some Fibonacci extensions, is going to be 2,150 USD. And I believe this will be a quick run. I do not think there will be much resistance up here. I do believe this is the point where Ethereum will cool down a little. But like, if you look at the number of users today on the Ethereum network and the amount of projects being created every day and the amount of demand this creates for ETH, I mean, this is nothing. I do not believe that the first Fibonacci is going to be final target for ETH. And therefore, I'm going to put two more targets out there. One at 3,450 USD and one at 4,700 USD. And this is basically my setup. I posted on Twitter and on Discord that I bought a boatload of ETH, and this is like not exaggerated. For me, this is a really, really big position. and I've got full confidence. However, if this blows, I might be in a little bit of pain, and that's an understatement. However, I don't think this will blow. Pretty confident about this. We've been having a good run. This is also a retracement of up and around 35%, which coincides right with the Bitcoin retracements that we've had. And I believe Ethereum and Bitcoin are going to go hand in hand on breaking all-time highs after all-time highs. And Ethereum is actually lagging behind a little bit. So as far as the alt market goes, you know, there are very, very good things coming. And I remember back in the day, 1,000% profit was nothing. You know, you weren't even talking about profit until it was at least 50x. That's when things were nice. If you had 100x, you know, then you made a great trade, and things would go up right to 1,000x, easy. And that's. I mean, I literally mean 100,000%, and that is like not exactly what I'm looking for here right now. Obviously, we've got margin trading. You've got 1,001 ways to short things before they can ever reach their full potential. But this is really my outlook, mostly for ETH and the overall, like the alt market. I think there's 1,000 more reasons to be in alts right now than in Bitcoin. That being said, the majority of your holdings, or I should rephrase that, the majority of my holdings will always be in Bitcoin. And I just trade alts to get more Bitcoin. It's as simple as that. You know, the whole reason I'm putting in all this effort and all these hours and whatever is to get more Bitcoins. It's not to get more USD. And, you know, it's a great way to make some extra money on the side. That being said, always make sure to separate your long-term holdings from your like day trading accounts. And I mean that in a very literal sense. Take your long-term holdings, put them on a stick and throw them in the bank or in a vault, whatever. Just make sure that it's very hard and very time consuming for you to touch them. Because if you're going to hold them along with your day trading assets, then you will be tempted to use them. And you are very likely to have less of those assets than before you started trading with them. That's my experience anyway. And also, like, I'm being told this story 1,000 times a day. So it's very important to stick to that. Now, I just want to go over some alts that I threw on Twitter. Before I do that, I'm going to throw out a couple of invites for the Discord group. If you're not in the Discord group already, we've got a great community going on. Lots of fun. You know, we talk together. We get on voice chats. Only done one so far recently, but we're going to do this twice a week. And, you know, there's plenty of reasons to be there. So there will be a link on my Twitter, which is twitter.com/daytradejeffrey right after the stream, and it will be exclusively for you. Now, the first position that we are currently looking at is Dash. And this is one that I'm very, very keen on. Now, why am I very keen on this? First of all, if we look at the USDT chart, you can see that we've had this massive, massive wedge here. It's been like in progress for a full year. So we've been creating this wedge for a full year, and now we finally broke out. And we get, you know, all we managed to get from this is these shitty little breakout right before a dump, 31%. Now, this does not conclude a year of accumulation for me at all. This is a test pump, whatever you would like to call it. And, you know, we went right back inside the wedge, cleared the like super hard rejection, over 50%, before we managed to get back up there. And we've been managed to hold this for 3 days. 4 days actually. So 4 days above the resistance, which is now broken, leads me to believe that our first target of 216 is going to be reached soon. But like I'm gonna hold the majority of my Dash all the way up to 325 and perhaps even 433 before I even consider selling. Now this, what the hell? Excuse me. This like for like the Bitcoin chart only strengthens my beliefs in this. If you take a look at Dash paired against BTC, you can see that it's taken one ginormous hell of a dump. And if we're going to draw some trend lines, you can clearly see that here we go. we have got a long way to go to even the first resistance. The first resistance is currently sitting at 0.005, so 5,700 Satoshis. And, you know, this coincides pretty much with our second target, but I see no reason for this not to break. You know, I believe we're going to go into full bull mode. And if this breaks, things might really, really get interesting. Obviously, we've got a nice channel going on here. And, you know, dumps like this, like what we see here, they happen so often right before something moonshots. Because like it is during this period of time where everybody who held Dash all the way down, you know, that like maybe they thought, okay, this was the bottom right here, 5,000, maybe 5,500 Satoshis. And they managed to hold on, and then finally the price broke and you get this massive shit all over your position, probably lose more than 3/4 of everything. And this is where you decide to sell. And that is where all this volume comes from, right here. But when you decide to sell, it creates a bottom, because everybody who doesn't want it anymore, you know, they're like, okay, fuck this shit. I've lost my mortgage, lost my wife, lost my kids, whatever. They're all out. So this pretty much removes any sell pressure whatsoever. And I believe that we went through that phase right now. I'm gonna take a sip, I'm sorry. I believe that we went through that phase right now and are now back on the way to at least full recovery and maybe even the start of a new entire bull run. Okay, so that's it for Dash. Really excited here. Like super confident that we can make at least resistance. That being said, as I always say, make sure to, you know, do your own research and keep your own position. Any questions so far? Let me know. If you have a question about Bitcoin, question about Ethereum, please don't come in here requesting stupid charts, whatever. We've got Discord for that. If you want to do that, you can go on there and I'll throw a chart out to you, but not during the live streams. So that leads us to our final chart, and I'm only doing 4 charts for the plain reason that this is a public live stream. I will go on with like everyone on Discord probably tomorrow and do an in-depth live stream where I will answer any of your questions whatsoever. So here's a small bonus. DOT. And I see that I have just become a richer man, which is great. I haven't really looked at DOT today. Appears to have broken resistance right here, which of course is great. Why am I calling DOT? Okay, very simple. There's a lot of hype about DOT lately, and obviously it's pretty much like ETH. We've been creating this massive wedge over the past half year, and now we broke out. And if you actually take a look at DOTBTC, you will see that this is like what I've talked about before. We've got an all-time low on DOT right here. It's similar with Dash. Obviously, like everyone who has a position in Dash all the way from here to here will have their reasoning that will probably say, okay, if it goes below the all-time low, I will sell. Okay, so the moment it cracks through, you can see this massive volume spike, shoots back up, manages to hold support, and is now on the way on to whoever the hell knows, right? My target for DOT is very simple. I'm not going to sell anywhere during this whole drawdown. Like this whole area right here is like a non-sell for me. I am going to go for a new high, like personally. Anything I say might turn against you and you might end up broke and with no wife and children. So invest at your own risk. But for me, my first sell target will be 84,000 Satoshis, or 0.0008 Bitcoins. Now, obviously, things will not truly get exciting until we break, and I have to say this right, the 382 level. The 382 level obviously has been a very good support for a long period of time. Then it broke through, and now it's turned into resistance. So if you want to be careful, just wait until we break this level. But I'm quite confident that we can do that. And possibly when we do that, things will get really, really interesting. So yeah, that is pretty much it for today. Let me know like if everything was all right. For the last 2 streams, I've had major problems with lag and all kinds of shit that really makes me cranky. So I hope everything works now. If it does, I will be cranking out more videos. So I'll probably start doing daily videos with a short morning update and a short evening update. And then for the rest, I will see you on Twitter. So make sure to give me a follow at DayTradeJeffrey. Join the community. I will be throwing out a link in 5 minutes. It will be 25 invites. Most I've done in quite a while because every member obviously takes up some time. And from there, I will be happy to see you in the community, and we'll have a chat soon. So cheers and happy trading.